One small mistake, and a killer's 10-year secret finally collapsed. For years, the quiet neighborhood in Wichita, Kansas believed they were safe. Tree-lined streets, friendly neighbors, and ordinary routines made it feel like the kind of place where nothing truly terrible could happen. But hidden behind that calm normality was a mystery that had terrified the city for decades. In the 1970s, a series of disturbing crimes began appearing in local headlines. Families woke up to shocking news reports, police sirens became more common, and investigators struggled to understand who was responsible. The crimes were carefully planned, and the person behind them always seemed to disappear without leaving clear evidence. The unknown criminal gave himself a nickname that would later appear in letters sent to newspapers and police departments. Those letters described the crimes in disturbing detail and demanded attention. The author signed them with 3 chilling letters: BTK, bind, torture, kill. For years, investigators worked tirelessly to track down the person behind the messages and the crimes. Detectives analyzed handwriting, interviewed witnesses, and compared evidence across different scenes. But the case slowly grew cold. As time passed, the trail seemed to disappear. Many people began to believe the killer had either died, moved away, or simply stopped. Then, nearly 30 years later, something unexpected happened. In 2004, local news outlets suddenly received new messages. Someone claiming to be BTK had started communicating again. The letters included puzzles, cryptic clues, and references to crimes that only the real offender would know about. The messages shocked the city and immediately reopened the investigation. Police formed a special task force and began carefully analyzing every new communication. Technology had advanced significantly since the 1970s, giving investigators new tools that didn't exist during the original case. The person sending the messages clearly wanted attention. He appeared confident that he could communicate with police and media without being identified. In one message, he even asked investigators a strange question. He wanted to know if a floppy disk could be traced back to its sender. Investigators realized this might be their opportunity. Through a newspaper response, authorities assured the sender that floppy disks could not be traced. The message appeared to calm him. Soon afterward, a floppy disk arrived in the mail. Inside the disk was a document. But it wasn't the text that interested investigators most. Hidden within the file was metadata, digital information that recorded details about the computer used to create it. When technicians examined the data, they discovered something unexpected. The document had been created on a computer registered to Christ Lutheran Church. Even more specific, the username connected to the file pointed towards someone involved with the church. Investigators began quietly researching people associated with that location. One name quickly stood out: Dennis Rader. Rader was a compliance officer for the city and also served as president of the church council. To neighbors and co-workers, he appeared ordinary, a middle-aged man with a steady job, a wife, and 2 children. He followed rules, enforced local codes, and participated in community activities. Nothing about him seemed connected to the terrifying BTK mystery. But detectives started digging deeper. They compared evidence from the older investigations with new forensic technology. One crucial step involved DNA. Investigators obtained a DNA sample indirectly through Rader's family connections, allowing them to compare it with evidence preserved from earlier scenes. The results were clear. The DNA matched. In February 2005, police quietly moved in and arrested Dennis Rader while he was driving near his home. The news stunned Wichita. The man accused of being the long-hunted BTK killer had lived among them for decades. Co-workers described him as strict but normal. Neighbors said he waved hello while walking his dog. To many people, it was almost impossible to believe that the same person could be connected to such a long and terrifying case. During interrogation, investigators presented Rader with the evidence gathered over years. Faced with the digital trail from the floppy disk and the DNA match, he eventually confessed. His confession shocked even seasoned detectives. Rader calmly explained how he had planned many of the crimes, describing how he studied routines and carefully prepared before carrying out his actions. He spoke about how he sent letters to the media because he wanted recognition and control over the narrative surrounding the case. In court, the evidence against him was overwhelming. In 2005, Dennis Rader pled guilty to multiple counts of murder connected to the BTK case. During the sentencing hearing, he described the events in chilling detail while families of victims sat in the courtroom. Because Kansas had no death penalty during the time the crimes were committed, the court sentenced him to 10 consecutive life sentences in prison. That meant he would spend the rest of his life behind bars with no possibility of release. Today, the BTK case is remembered as one of the most unsettling examples of how someone can live an ordinary public life while hiding dark secrets for decades. It also became a powerful reminder of how small mistakes, like the metadata hidden inside a simple computer file, can eventually reveal the truth. After nearly 30 years, the mystery that haunted Wichita finally came to an end because a killer trusted the wrong piece of technology.